A sarcophagus is a box-like funeral receptacle for a corpse, most commonly carved in stone, and displayed above ground, though it may also be buried. The word sarcophagus comes from the Greek I florin I 3/4 sarx meaning flesh, and I plus or minus I cubed I micro I 1/2 phagein meaning to eat, hence sarcophagus means flesh-eating. From the phrase lithos sarcophagos. Since lithos is Greek for stone, lithos sarcophagos means flesh-eating stone. The word also came to refer to a particular kind of limestone that was thought to decompose the flesh of corpses interred within it. History. Sarcophagi were most often designed to remain above ground. In ancient Egypt, a sarcophagus formed the outer layer of protection for a royal mummy, with several layers of coffins nested within, and was often carved out of alabaster. All were usually decorated with painted or carved representations of the deceased. The Hagia Triada sarcophagus is a stone sarcophagus elaborately painted in fresco. One style of later ancient Greek sarcophagus and painted pottery is seen in Clazomenian sarcophagi, produced around the Ionian Greek city of Clazomenai, where most examples were found, between 550 BC and 470 BC. They are made of coarse clay in shades of brown to pink. Added to the basin-like main sarcophagi is a broad, rectangular frame, often covered with a white slip and then painted. The huge Lycian tomb of Piava, now in the British Museum, is a royal tomb monument of about 360 BC designed for an open-air placing, a grand example of a common Lycian style. Ancient Roman sarcophagia sometimes metal or plaster as well as limestone were popular from about the reign of Trajan, and often elaborately carved, until the early Christian burial preference for interment underground, often in a limestone sepulchre, led to their falling out of favor. However, there are many important early Christian sarcophagi from the 3rd to 4th centuries. Most Roman examples were designed to be placed against a wall and are decorated on 3 of the sides only. Sarcophagi continue to be used in Christian Europe for important figures, especially rulers and leading church figures, and by the High Middle Ages often had a recumbent tomb effigy lying on the lid. More plain sarcophagi were placed in crypts, of which the most famous examples include the Habsburg Imperial Crypt in Vienna, Austria. The term tends to be less often used to describe medieval, Renaissance, and later examples. In the early modern period, lack of space tended to make sarcophagi impractical in churches, but chest tombs or full sarcophagi, empty and usually bottomless cases placed over an underground burial, became popular in outside locations such as cemeteries and churchyards, especially in Britain in the 18th and 19th centuries, where memorials were mostly not highly decorated and the extra cost of a full sarcophagus over a headstone acted as an indication of social status. United States. Sarcophagi, usually false, made a return to the cemeteries of America during the last quarter of the 19th century, at which time, according to a New York company which built sarcophagi, it was decidedly the most prevalent of all memorials in our cemeteries. They continued to be popular into the 1950s, at which time the popularity of flat memorials made them obsolete. Nonetheless, a 1952 catalogue from the memorial industry still included 8 pages of them, broken down into Georgian and classical detail, a Gothic and Renaissance adaptation, and a modern variant. Shown on the right are sarcophagi from the late 19th century located in Laurel Hill Cemetery in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The one in the back, the Warner Monument created by Alexander Milne Calder, features the spirit or soul of the deceased being released. Asia. In the Mekong Delta in southwestern Vietnam, it is common for families to inter their members in sarcophagi near their homes, thus allowing ready access for visits as a part of the indigenous tradition of ancestor worship. In Sulawesi, Indonesia, aruga are a traditional form of sarcophagus. Gallery. References. Bibliography, Montalon, Sarcophagus, in the Oxford Encyclopedia of Ancient Greece and Rome, edited by Michael Gagarin, Volume 6, pages 214–218. Robert Manuel Cook, Clazomenian sarcophagi. Aurora Smith, Sculptured for Eternity, Treasures of Hellenistic, Roman, and Byzantine Art from Istanbul Archaeological Museum. Paul Zanker and Pja paragraph RNC World, Living with Myths, The Imagery of Roman Sarcophagi. External links, Egyptian sarcophagi, sarcophagi in the Istanbul Archaeological Museum.